Welcome to FCRB TV. And I had to get on tonight because, you know, there have been some big games in the final group matches at the World Cup 2018 in Russia. Today I'm going to talk about VAR and how VAR has altered the the progression of teams and how they've progressed or the lack thereof. We're going to talk about the Iran Portugal game, and we're going to talk about the Nigeria Argentina game today. Um, as you know, I'm a Green Eagle, and for me, it was one of those games where I was very worried about the game because I felt that Nigeria did not. All the African nations, they don't defend well enough, and Nigeria doesn't defend well enough. We defend better than the others, but not well enough to make a real impact in this tournament at this level. But having said that, Nigeria found a way to earn a penalty. They draw the game, even the game 1-1 about half an hour. With about half an hour to play, and with about 10 minutes to go, we have a bit of a counter, and Ahmed Musa tries to whip in a ball on the floor to Odion Igalo, and Mascherano blocks it, and as he blocks it, the ball caroms up into the air, and Rojo is there to head clear. But as we all footballers know, when you're taught defensively, headers, when the ball is coming into you, head up and away to make sure the ball goes up and out of the box. But Rojo jumps and heads down like he's trying to score. And as he heads down, he heads the ball onto his hand in the box. I don't know how we have VAR, which I'm not a fan of. I don't know how the ref did not call it immediately. Didn't call it. John Obi Mikel goes over, the captain, goes over and says, "You've got to go check VAR." He goes and checks, and he comes back and says, "That's not a handball." Said because he headed it down into his arm. Now, my question is to you, my fellow footballers. If we're playing in a game and a striker receives a ball in the box and he goes to shoot, and as he shoots, somehow I've seen Chicharito do this before, he shoots and he scuffs his shot off his leg and then hits his hand, redirects it, and goes in the goal. Is that going to be a goal? No, they'll say it's a handball. Your technique was poor. It's a handball, indirect, going the other way. That's what they would say. So now why is it that when a defender is supposed to head clear, he heads the ball onto his flailing arm and you don't give the penalty? And then we have VAR for the referee to go and look at, and he comes back and says it's not a penalty. Dubious, I tell you. Dubious. Because I tell you what, if Balogun, the defender for Nigeria, if he would have done the same thing, it would have been a penalty all day. Penalty all day. Because if Nigeria got that penalty, Nigeria would have scored it and would have beaten Argentina 2-1. But they didn't want that to happen. Argentina could not go out to 2 penalties to Nigeria. That's how I feel about it. Now, my mate says that, Igalo should have still scored on the rebound off of the hand of Rojo. Yes, he should have scored. I think Igalo should have done better. But nevertheless, we say that VAR is supposed to be something great and new for us. But I still think it's crap. I thought the referee was good overall on the day, but I felt he missed that one. And it came back to bite us, and Argentina wins and goes on. All the best to them in the next round. But I tell you what, though, I cannot see how the referee goes and looks at VAR and says that's a pen. That's not a pen. How? How could he say that? You cannot have that type of error where you jump the head and you head it onto your hand. That's a handball. It's a handball. You can't do that. It's a handball. So, and I'm talking about this because VAR and referees using VAR in the Iran-Portugal game, I believe it was my man Guerrero. Was it Guerrero or was it Cedric their right back, one of their outside backs. I want to say Cedric. Yes, it was Cedric. Cedric is a good player. He jumped to challenge the cross that came in for the Iranian on the back post. As he jumped, his eyes were closed, and he's going in to try to win the header. And as he jumps, his arm is out a bit. The Iranian heads the ball down onto the arm of Cedric. Cedric has no idea where the ball is. He's trying to challenge. When the Iranian heads the ball down, he has no idea where it is. His eyes are closed, hits him on the arm. The referee goes to VAR and gives a penalty. Alexi Lalas is doing the commentary here in the States for the American viewer, and he's talking about, well, we talk about VAR, but it's different human beings using it. Bro, they don't know the rules. They don't know the rules. How could they say that that's a penalty on the Portuguese player, on Cedric? How could he? It wasn't an intent. He didn't put his hand in a position to block the header. He's trying to challenge for the header. The ball's headed onto his arm by the opposing player, not by himself. The opposing player. So if the opposing player does it, for me, that's not a penalty. That's not a pen. But they gave the penalty to Iran because I'm gonna say it. They didn't want Portugal to win the group. They want Portugal to have to come in second and play Uruguay. And if they beat Uruguay, they'll play the winner of France and guess who? Argentina. Isn't that what we all want to see? No, not really. We want to see good officiating and let the players make the decisions, not the referees and VAR. So I feel as though the referee hindered Portugal's progression in the way that they should have progressed in their game with that bad penalty call. And then in the Nigeria-Argentina game, the referee aided Argentina and saved them from elimination today. The game was back and the game was what 60-40 to Argentina, sure, but they, other than the Higuain miss that he had in the second half and Messi hit the post, they weren't really dangerous. They weren't really, overwhelming the Nigerians with attack. I felt that the referee bailed them out. For me, that's a penalty all day. For us who are footballers, if you are playing in that game and your center back did that, what are you going to say to him in the locker room after? Hey, don't head the ball on your arm anymore. Head the ball out. What are you doing? That's what a lot of you would say. If you're going to say, hey, mate, good job. Not bad. Good effort. You're lying. You know you wouldn't say that. You know you wouldn't. This is an under 13. And I would let my 13-year-old defenders do that type of nonsense anyway. That's a penalty 100 times out of 100. I cannot believe he didn't give it. But I should know better. If it was the other way around, they would have given it to Argentina. Like I said, if it was the other way around, they would have given it to Argentina. So I just cannot believe that he didn't give it. It sucks. But again, Odion Ighalo should have scored. At least he should have hit the target, make the goalkeeper make a save. Can't believe he missed the whole goal. But I'm honestly, I'm a little relieved that Nigeria is out now. Now that Nigeria is out, there's no hope for me in a match where my feelings are on the line. Now I can just continue to watch football and enjoy it. For me, I think that with the matches that we have right now, I don't see how Portugal can beat Uruguay. But I think that somehow, some way, may go to penalties or something, or Ronaldo gets a penalty or a free kick, and they get by Uruguay that way. But on paper, the way that Uruguay is set up, I don't see Portugal beating Uruguay. Also, in the other matchup on that side that is set now, France versus Argentina. Look, Argentina got away from a Nigeria side that gave them tons of space. Nigeria playing the 3-5-2, and then when we drop off and defend, it's a backline of 5. You give up the midfield. Eva Banega's having a field day on the ball the whole time. That never happened in the first 2 games because the 2 blocks of 4 that Croatia and Iceland had took away the space on the Argentinians, and they looked very average. Very average and at times quite poor. So I think that France is going to take away space and make life difficult for Argentina. And then they've got attackers that can get at Rojo and Mercado and Otamendi. They're going to get at them. So with Mbappe and Grisou and Giroud and then Dembele off the bench, they're going to get at them. I cannot see Argentina beating France. But again, you know what they want to see. They want to see this Ronaldo versus Messi game at the World Cup. It's like in America when they wanted LeBron and Kobe to meet in the NBA Finals so bad, but Orlando Magic stopped them. That's where it is right now. The other side, Spain versus Russia. I think Spain should handle Russia. I think so, because Uruguay has already shown us that Russia is just not on that level. And then you've got Denmark and Croatia. Croatia should handle them as well. But Croatia's been playing on the break a lot. They've been, absorbing and countering a lot. And I think that Denmark would try to play the same way. So that game could find its way into extra time as well. But I think Croatia should get through and, get to the next round and meet Spain. Tomorrow, we've got Mexico, Sweden. That's the big game I want to see in the morning. I think that Mexico needs to be wary. Mexico needs to play with the same intensity and same focus as they've played the last two games and not give Sweden any opportunities on set pieces because they do have a size advantage, which I think could be problematic for L3. Who else plays? I think Brazil plays later on in the day. As Brazil and Serbia. I don't know how Serbia can really threaten them. I think Brazil will get through easily. Comfortably, I should say. Not easily, but comfortably. But yeah, so we're going to continue on and see the end of the group stage. And then the Saturday the party begins with Uruguay and Portugal, which I can't wait to see. I want to see how Ronaldo deals with Godin and Jimenez and Caceres. And I forgot who the left back is, but they got a tough back four there in Uruguay. And then they got Cavani and Suarez up front, so it should be good to see. But again, this little short video is just about how VAR doesn't really help. It would have been better off if the ref never gave he said no handball, Igalo misses, goal kick. Instead of going over, looking at the video, and then coming back and trying to tell the world. And for those who don't know football, oh, he must have got it right. So I guess you can't head the ball onto your hand in the box and they won't call it. Yeah, right, I dare you to do that in your own game. See what happens to you. That's a penalty, man. Can't believe he didn't give it, but we know why he didn't give it. Argentina couldn't go out today. They just couldn't go out. And then they gave the same situation. But it's not even the same situation because two different people headed the ball. If somebody heads the ball onto your hand, that's not a handball. But if you head the ball onto your own hand, that is a penalty. But yeah, so I guess I can let my hair down now. My Green Eagles are out, and we just go on and we see how it all unfolds. So it should be interesting. Let me know what you think about this decision with the VAR and the handball in the box. I've seen that given many times before, so I just can't believe it wasn't given today. But again, that's how the cookie crumbles. So we move on. Mexico, Sweden tomorrow morning. Very excited for that. Again, let me know what you think. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Let's talk some footy, people. All right? Enjoy FCRB TV. Ciao.